morning everybody, how are you? My name's Iris Smith and I'm the owner of a small business called The Flower Patch, where I make beautiful artificial flower arrangements for all occasions. Welcome guys, I hope you're all alright. You've had a wonderful weekend. We had some snow at the end of last week and over the weekend. It's now gone. Due through, as you may hear, it is absolutely pouring it down with rain. So I thought, well, I've had to take Benji. We got back just in time before the heavens opened. So I'm not quite very well, guys. I don't know if you can remember that I said I feel that I'm getting the flu bug from my husband. Yeah, I've got it. So if I start coughing away, which I'll try to control, my apologies. Because it's constant tickly throat at the back, dry cough, chest infection, hot sweats, cold sweats. I know I get that through the menopause, but this doesn't this doesn't help. My insides are so sore through the tension from coughing, but we just get on with it, don't we? So today, a lovely lady last week asked if I could do like a wreath going from February into March, a spring wreath, and that's what I'm going to do. Now I've got my 14-inch grapevine wreath out. I think that needs to be moved up here, and we're going to do it on this. Now I've got, again, on this one, a lot of, say, wispy things. I've tried to pick out as many. I don't want to really overdo it. I may have at the moment, so I may not place everything in. But there are a lot of wispy things, you know, things that are just starting to grow, etc. So anyway, we'll go through what I've chosen. I've got out my eucalyptus that I'm going to use as my background foliage, the silver dollar. Now I've got out the fern, but I've got the light colour, just so if there's anything, you know, a bit dark, it is, with it being spring, give that light feeling and touch. I've got out 2 grass stems as well, but I've also at the same time got out some swordgrass, also 2 bunches. So we'll see. We'll probably have them both. We don't know. We'll see as we go along. Now, Scabiosa is a spring floral. I've got these are the Scabiosa is what it looks like once the petals have dropped off. Now this one, it's got the seeds in as well, where the petals have dropped off but not yet turned into the actual ball, as you can see. So I've got 3 bunches of those out. I found some of these in the I don't know what I call it. It's just where I keep all like little pieces like this. So I thought we'd just use those up and add these. They're just, you know, buds and a bit of seed on there. I have got out the berries. I've got the green ones with the undertone, and you'll see a little bit of purple, pink, sorry, in them, and also with a little bit of like a sagey green, as well as like a grey blue green. Now, if you see some of things like, you can see the styrofoam on your berries, which you tend to see a lot. It's nothing wrong with it. Don't, you know, you can either cut it off, or where it's come from, the other one there, get your glue gun, just put a bit of glue on one of them where it was stuck to, and just press it back together, so then it just doesn't look like anything's happened. So that's that. I've also got out my hydrangea again. These have got like lilacs and blues in them. I've placed one on a pick, and just to look at the size, because I'm not doing a bow today. So I stopped after I placed one on, because I thought I may use one of these as the central, you know, the main flower, the focal point, instead of the ribbon. So then I stopped. So I haven't done anything with those. Now also anemone is classed as a spring flower. So I just love the black in the centre. Very, very, very eye-catching. It's like it's got eyelashes. So I've got a bunch of those, a stem of those out. Now viburnum. Now I've got different ones, fuller ones, some that are, you know, like this one, where it's just showing that the viburnum is starting to come and open up and flower. And some have still got the seeds on, so I've chose that because February, March, there won't be, you know, exceptional, you know, really full in bloom. They'll just start to be coming out. So I chose that instead. I have cut a few off a big stem like this and cut them down just so I could perhaps place some in the centre. Now I did say to the lady I want to get some snowdrops, so I've got some snowdrops in white. They didn't do them in yellow. The snowdrops are usually in white, but so I thought let's get the snowdrops again. I've got 2 bunches of those out, and I've got 3 picks here. Now these have got wildflower in, they've got pansies in pinks, purples, they've got yellow like daisies, they look a bit of gypsophilia, and they've also got white pansy there and some twiggy bits as well. So I've got 3 of those out. So we may not use it all. I may just cut one down, or I may just put it in as it is. So I've got the spring picks with pansies in. Now I have decided to get out, now I can't make my mind up, my daffodils. I've got them in white and yellow, pure yellow and pink. So I can't make my mind up which one to place in again. So I've just kept them all out, and we'll see as we go along. And hellebore is a spring flower, or known as a spring flower. If you're not sure what are spring flowers, just Google it, you know, search it and just put in what are spring flower, what type of spring flowers are in season in February and March, and it will come up with a list of things. Obviously there's other things, but again I've got a lot here, and I thought, I mean, allium, that's another one. So instead of getting the big allium, I thought I'd get these baby ones out where they've got a bit of foliage with them, and I think these look really pretty. So I thought we could add those and dot those around as well. So that's everything that we've got. So again, I may not use it all, guys, or if I may use just the odd one from each bunch, but we'll see as we go along. So I'm going to bring the camera down. Oh, and I've got my new mat as well. Finally came in a really huge box. The box was about that wide, but the mat's only like that, and it was about that much longer than the actual mat. So I think wasting really, but hey-oh. So as you can see them all there, if I can show you, they're all the spring, you know, February, March flowers, all spring looking. So let's just bring this down. I just don't want to catch any cable. I'm going to bring it here. Well, the blue one's been sold, guys. Oh, but I did say if it's someone anybody interested, I will sell it. So it's gone. And also the Valentine's Day one that we did, that's with the love sign, that's already gone. He came to pick it up. So I've got the purple one still behind me. If I can get the band off of these. I've just pulled a leaf off. So I've got cough sweets in my pocket. Well, I say cough sweets, I've only bought one in. Let's just glue. You see that little nub here? And then obviously if it comes off, you have a hole at the bottom of the leaf. Just put a bit of glue on the hole if you've got using a glue gun, or dip it in to the glue pan and then just push it back on. So I've cut some of these down. So we're going to start. You see, I can't think. I know it's nice to see a crescent shaped wreath, but I don't know. I don't know what it is. Sometimes with spring ones, I feel they need to be a full wreath. So let me just. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I may have to get some more eucalyptus out. So I've placed that in the middle, but then just point out your leaves if you don't want it too big. So place it in the middle and just place in your leaves at an angle. Now, do I go all the way around? I've got enough elements here, but I may have to go and get another stem or two of the eucalyptus. Oh, I put it. Let's just bring this lot with me. So let's just go around. Now that's got not very many on. So I'm just using the tallest piece of leaf here to touch or just overlaps about an inch onto that stem, and then that's where I place it into the wreath, because I don't want it coming all out this far. If you would rather have it like that and you want it coming out quite far, then you know that's everybody's choice. We will be placing other things in, so it will end up quite full. I'll save those, they're smaller pieces. Oh, I haven't got my clippers out. Oh my goodness. Let's cut off as I need them. So this is going to be quite like a wildish look, I guess, with all the wispy bits. We'll see as we go along. Oh, I've just pulled another leaf off. Oh, I'm naughty. Oh, I've done. Sorry if you can hear it raining. I hope the weather's better where you guys are. Just So with the little pieces that I had left, let's stick that one on here. You could dot these little pieces around where you feel that there's a bit of a space. I think one maybe there, one maybe there. I feel something needs to be here. In fact, let's place these in so then I'm not left with scraps. Just to fill in that little area. Can't remember where I placed the other one. Oh, it's here. I feel we need one around here. So I've got a bigger one here. I don't need the stems too long. Something's just screaming out here. Where is it? No, it's here. Right, so I'm not going to put any more in. Excuse me. So that is just going to be our backdrop. Again, you can just manipulate them. Right, let's get, now I've got quite a few of these that I've put in advance on picks, just so I've got a bit more control. And I'm just going to add these in. Let me cut a few down. I've got a darker one there. Excuse me, everyone. Let me take a sweet. Otherwise, I'll just carry on coughing. Oh, I haven't got it. Oh, I have. You just get in a stage of coughing constantly. Because as soon as the tickle in your throat starts, you start to cough, and then it makes it tickle even more. Oh, and it does take your breath away. Right, so I'm bringing some on the top and then bringing some out to the edge. So on the top around here, in the middle. And then I will bring one on the outer side, so more coming out. I may just place one. one here. Oops, daisy. So we've got now in our fern. Now, what was it I wanted to place? Oh yeah, our picks. Now again, you could just, I've only took out 3. I don't want to use more because then it's just filling it up too much. But again, you can move these around, manipulate things. I think that that's the best thing, where you can just pop things in different places. And plus, you know, for you beginners, these are already made for you. They've already chosen and got the foliage in with it, and that will that's a big help for any, you know, anybody, even, you know, advanced like me. I think it's great to have things like this. It saves on a lot of time, but you can just play around with it. So if I'd have them, I'd have one here, and then I'd have one down here. So let's just fluff up this one. I love these picks. I love anything with what's already done, especially whether it be Christmas, you know, spring, summer, autumn, it doesn't matter. I just love them. I love all the wispy things in them. I'm just trying to separate the individual stems, because they've not been used, they're tangled up a little bit within each other. So just untangle them. Let's bring in a flower in the center. And then I'd place one here. So I'd have those going around like that. So I'm going to put them in full. I'm not going to rip them up, you know, tear them apart. I'm going to place them in as they are, because again, they're already done for me and they're already put in position. Again, all you'll just do is manipulate things. Excuse me. Manipulate things around and, you know, give it a bit of movement and that natural look. Make it nice and pretty. I mean, you can move them around as well once they're actually in. So I'm going to place those there. So I'm going to place glue on. Again, I'm not cutting the stem. Just place one in there. Now, if you want to hold the stem down, just get a bit of floral wire or binding wire. If you think it's just moving a little too much or it's too loose, get a piece of wire. If you haven't got binding wire, just go over where you want to just hold it in place a little. just to hold that stem down so it doesn't really move, and then just twist on the underside like you would with your ribbon. Just cut a bit of the wire off and then put the wire back inside the wreath so it doesn't scratch. So then that will keep it in place, and then you've got no worries of it, or you know, thinking it's going to come off. And again, you can manipulate all these around once you've got all your other elements in. You can bring, you know, weave everything together. Oh, I've got that cut. We'll do the other one, and I'm placing these in the triangular position. Again, let me get a piece of the wire. Just to go, I'm not going through the grapevine. I'm just going over the top. You can go through if you wish. Oops, a daisy. And again, we'll play around with these once everything's more or less in. And then our other one, you want around here. In between these two at the bottom, we place this one directly in the center of those two at the top. So that sits then there. So you've got now your triangle. Let's get the other. Wire just to hold it again. You don't have to put wire around it if you think it's, you know, quite secure. I like to sometimes do it and sometimes I won't. But with it still being like spring, and we get here in the UK quite strong winds and rain and everything, then, you know, I'd rather it be held down. Right. So we've now got our spring picks in that I'm going to add in now. I'm going to in fact, let's take that off. I'm going to place this one back on the flower head, and I'm going to put one here, and one here. Let's take off the tag. So where did I get this one from? I just need to have a look where I pulled it from. No, oops, not that one. That's a thought. I'm going to take off the leaves as well, so then I can place them in separately. So So I'm just pulling them off. Now, some people, I mean, these aren't real touch, because I've had a message, oh, I think it was about 6 days ago. A lady was saying that she bought real touch flowers. She wanted them to look really realistic, and found that in the past the real touch flowers were, oh, let me take the leaf off, had gone mouldy with mildew on the outside. Now, a little tip I tend to say, if it's okay, you know, obviously in the summertime and that, but in this sort of weather, I can't find where that went. In this sort of weather, when it's raining, it's, you know, wintry weathers, I wouldn't use real touch flowers on my wreath to go outside because of that reason. It's better to, the silk ones are more protected than the real touch ones. I don't know if I can place that on a thinner stem. Oh, I can. Oh, lovely. Yeah, so the real touch ones I'd use more for indoors. That's just, you know, because of that reason. And the silk ones I'd use more for outdoor. You can get the ones that are realistic, silk realistic flowers, or realistic silk flowers, sorry, to go outside. But if it's just real touch, then I wouldn't use the real touch ones for outside. Especially where I live, because of the climate, you know, and the weather, sorry. It's, UK isn't, you know, extremely hot country. Even though the lady did say she did treat them, but they started fading very quickly, the real touch ones. So if that makes sense to you guys, and if that helps, if it's ever happened to yourselves and you're wondering why, I'm putting quite a bit of glue on these stems, because with them being quite big heads at the top. Let's just get the glue off my fingers. My goodness. I'll save and put those in further along. So, I'm going to put the hydrangeas in as they are, one head, big head, instead of breaking it up. So, just lift up. Put that there. I feel I need to bend that in a bit. Let's just push that in a little bit. Oh. I've got a leaf stuck under the stem with a pick. There we go. Oops. And then we'll do another one here, again in that triangular position or placement. They are quite heavy. And let those, I guess, dry a little. There we go. So I wanted to place in some grass. I'm going to put in, I'm going to bring in the grass, this grass on the outer side. Now they are push-ups as well, so you can have it right to the top like that, or just, you know, stagger your leaves down the stem like so. I may do that. Let's just push them all up to the top. Now, I always say, if you don't have picks, like I have here, I buy mine already like that, then just get your stem that you're going to use, cut off what you think you need, like so. About here, bring that back up, it's a longer one. And just cut. Now save these, because if you don't buy these picks what I buy, but yet you want a pick to place on something, you can snip one off and use that as your pick instead. So that's just a little, you probably already know, but for those beginners who don't, it's just a little bit of advice, you know, to save on money, because not everybody's got the finances, and I totally understand that. Now I'm just placing these on the outer side. There will be other things going there, but it's just to fill in little gaps, or help fill them in. One more. And we will play with these and give them volume. I'm just going to wait till again I've got majority of things in, and then I can have a play. Right. Now, let's see. I may bring in the anemone. And just add in I'm going to go bring it in around here. bigger one. Cut it off. I'll pull the head off. Oh no, we'll leave it as it is. Now I've got, oh, did I have some, I thought I'd had some more buds of the anemone. Probably not, so I'll keep those there. Let me just get these in. These are our little wispy bits, our little pods. Oh, I'm going to cook them. And I'm just going to place these in there actually. One. You may not see them, but I'm just adding them so I can use them up. I think we need, well, we're placing in greenery as well. One left, so I'll just place it here. Like so. Now I've got the viburnum, so I want to place the viburnum in. I'm trying not to talk too much, guys, because if I start talking, I'll start coughing. So excuse, you know, I'm not being rude. So I've cut some longer pieces off. Let's get those in. And the twiggy bits. And this adds all to the actual, you know, arrangement, all these like new like growth flowers again. And it adds a lovely texture to them as well. I could have put the ones that are much fuller in. But I just wanted this look of new growth. I'll add some in on the inside as well. one inside of here to mix it up with the picks as well. What is that? Alright, I've just seen that this is, I didn't place this in for some reason. Oh, I can see why, I just slid it along the top. Oh, we've got one here. I'm going to place another one here. I'm going to place, because the hydrangea is slightly moving, I'm going to place some underneath the hydrangea so it's got something to lean on and balance. So I will just fasten that one down, or fasten them all down. Same here with this anemone. Oh my goodness, there's a glue string that's followed. Again, it's just balancing it on something underneath. Something what's a bit stronger on the stem. Oh, this is what's lifting. I'm terrible, I'm really heavy-handed. I keep pulling off stems. This one what's bothering me for some reason. So I think excuse me guys. Right, I'm just going to add in some swordgrass. Now these are not push-ups, but you can cut them down into smaller sizes. I think I quite like it with the long. So I'm going to place that there. Oh my gosh guys, I've been taking photographs of for my new business. I tried to use this program that I've got to do it in a professional way. Oh my goodness, 6 hours I was on it guys, and it just kept It wouldn't accept it. I did everything it asked for, and it wouldn't accept it, to the point where on the thing that stopped me carrying on with it was it sended a coded encryption, and it was like, why do I need that? I just want to download my foliage from my business onto the Facebook page, but oh my gosh, it was telling me I needed this, I needed that. So my son was helping me, and in the end we both, he didn't, it was too above excuse me, his knowledge. So in the end I just said to him, leave it. I'll do it the simple way. I'll just take a photograph and I'll put a description and the cost of the height of the foliage that I'm selling, and then I'll just post it onto the page as a single photo, or I may do it in a bulk where you can just go into it and you will see all the pictures. I have ordered some, I think, lavender and that, because as I was looking, the lavender came in the foliage section from the wholesalers. So I thought, oh well, if that's the case, then we'll use it. So I bought some of that, and I am waiting for something else to arrive as well. So for all, again, like, my apologies, I don't ship across, you know, to America or anything, but you've got some fantastic things anyway, guys, that I really envy you for, especially like from Michael's and things, some wonderful things. And here if we have some artificial flowers, I know, like in some of your Hobby Lobby, Michael's, I think you have days where you get like 40% off, 70% off. They don't do that here. They don't do that here. You will get those sort of percentage off if they are, you know, they're not getting any more in and there's got a few left. And when I mean a few to the point where they think, oh, we need to get rid of them. We don't want to keep these in stock because we're not getting them again. So, because I know, is it you have it every other week? You have a, you know, 40% off or 70% off. No, we have it usually when the stock is at the end and there's no more stock coming in. Then they think, well, we've got to get rid. Let's get them up and, you know, put a discount price on. So you're lucky that way, guys. Very lucky. I wish they'd do that over here. So I'm just placing these 4 hydrangea leaves in on the outside. I've still got a lot, guys. There's a lot in here, but again, I've still got a lot that is, you know, could go in. I've got the berries. I mean, they're all quite relatively similar colour, but I have brought colour in. Let's get some daffodils in. I might use the yellow. We need to brighten it up a little. Let's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got one here that's come off. So we're going to pop in some yellow again. You can add in tulips also, if you want, you know, like prefer tulips. Let me stand up. And I'm going to, where all this is, I'm going to add them in here to start with. I may place some around the sides. Yeah, we'll need some around the sides. Get some of that yellow, that lovely spring yellow. put these down. You can use irises as well. There's a certain iris that starts to flower in the early spring. I've forgotten what it's called. So again, we're going to add in some of this nice bright colour. You probably would have thought when you was watching, oh, it's looking a bit not very bright for spring. It's not until you start adding in, you know, things like this. Let's get that one in here next to the anemone and the hydrangea. It's looking a bit not as colourful, so we'll get that one there as well. Again, I do have the bigger daffodils in the pinks. I could bring some of those around the side, or do I bring the yellow? Let's have a look, because I have got the snowdrops as well. I think I'd bring these in, the hellebore, into the middle. I'm going to bring some of these on the outer side. The bigger, the pink, excuse me, the pink daffodil. It's just, it's not really going in where I'd like it to, so let's just we could do with a different colour. Than there's a lot of yellow around here, so we'll break it up. And when I mean yellow, I mean with all these little gypsophilias and the little wild daisies in yellow. So I'm breaking it up. I'm going to pull these off of the main, because the stem on these are really super thick. There we go. So I want to place one here as well to brighten up with a bit of pink. So it's very quite spring looking, nice and wispy and airy. Because we haven't really got much purple in, can I take these off singular, or do I place them in as a cluster? Oh, I'm going to do it some singular, because then I can scatter them around more and I've got more control. I'm going to take them all off. So, again, this is where then you can start using these that you've cut off from using some flowers or foliage to place in. Just by adding that little bit of purple. You could use lavender. In fact, I've got... Don't they look pretty? Could place a few on the outside and some on top. We'll see how many we've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right, we'll place 5 on top, or maybe 6, and 5 on the outer side, or maybe 6 on the outer side. So just, again, use your glue gun or your glue pen, whichever you use. I know some people don't like using the glue pen, they think it's quite messy. It depends really, I say. You know, you do get more glue strings, I will say that. But messy, it depends. I don't allow my glue pan to be messy. Some people may, you know, don't clean it down or anything. You know, but everybody to their own choice. Just see. Don't you just love these sort of wreaths? I adore them. One more. Where can we place this? I may just leave 5 on there and put 6 on the outer side. So cut these down a little bit. Let's add a little bit of purple around here. again, we've still got our snowdrops and our scabiosa. Where did I start? Right, so we've got 6 on the outside. Now, oh, we've got our hellebore. I want to bring some floral in here. Let's get the ones on the picks that I placed on first. Let me just see what I'm going to do with the snowdrops. Yeah. So, I'm going to cut down the hellebore. And I'm going to bring these a bit lower down here on the inside. Not all of them, so I don't want them like a you know, a ring, as I usually say. I bring some a little bit, like that one's more facing in towards the centre, this one's facing a little bit more upright. So then we'll go down again. Facing more to the centre. I can't get that one in, guys. Something's stopping me. Right, let's go under with it. One left. I'm going to bring that here. Right, so that's our hellebore in as well. Again, I've got the berries. I've got some on picks. I want to just scatter these around. But let's have a look at our scabiosa. I've ordered some of this in pink. I'm still waiting for it to arrive. Now you can leave the leaves on if you want, or take them off. Now again, I'd rather take them off because I don't want they were, you know, going right down here. So I'd rather just use, oh, that's already got one on. Use that for, you know, again, my own control of where I want them placing. And again, it also always adds, you know, to, because I don't want them that long, because that long they'll be sticking right out here. So I'm just going to cut some of them down. Oh, there's 3 what I've got like that. We'll have those. We'll place those in. Again, new buds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just try 5 to start with, and 3 of those. So again, let's quickly get these leaves on, and we're going to insert those. If you sometimes when I buy the foliage, I find something that I don't really like, the leaves on them. I find the flower looks really nice quality, but the leaves, they seem to have not put as much effort into the leaves and quality. So I don't use them. I pull them off. I pull them off and place them and throw them away, because they don't do anything. They don't make it look any nice. Right, so let's separate all these. So leaves, 3 of those, and then the scabiosa. So now the scabiosa, I'm just going to place in. Again, I'm just going to manipulate the stem. I don't want it too straight. These cooked down. Let me bring this onto here. I can't seem to see very well. There we go. Now we've got these, what I've got, just the seeds where the petals have fallen off, but not gone into the stage of the ball. So I'm just going to bring these mixed in on the inside as well, in a triangular shape, because I've only got 3. If you want to have more foliage in and not as many flowers, that's okay, but I'm trying to do like 2 months of flowers here, like the February and March. I may cut down some swordgrass and bring the swordgrass in the centre as well. If you wanted, you could bring some more eucalyptus, or even bring the odd fern coming in. I may bring some fern coming in. So I'm just now going to pop these in any, where I feel they will be okay. They would. Let's just cut them all down. And if you, as well, especially with spring, if you've got any scraps, scrap foliage, use it, guys. Get it in to add to, and be able to use it all up. Let's get one more in. There we go. So again, like I said with the fern, now I'm going to cut these right down the stem really short. Just bring it in like that. Again, I'm just placing in 3. Just to add that fern in. So that's what we've got at the moment. Doesn't that look pretty? Really spring. Very inviting. Now, the snowdrops. Let's see, are they push-ups? Yeah. So these are push-ups. I don't want to be hiding the the little flowers themselves, so you haven't really, if you want to keep the leaves how they are when you've purchased them, you haven't really got a long stem, so cut right down as far as you can get. I always say though, you only usually need at least around an inch to place in, an inch and a half of stem to place into your grapevine. So we've got these. Now I'm wanting to bring, looks like I see a gap here. So let's bring that snowdrop in there. How many have I got? You get 9 on a bunch, which is good. So we'll bring some of the snowdrop on the outer side. And some here. I like this. I may put this on my door Now the blue one's gone. I can never make my mind up. As I said, every time I make something, I want, you know, I'd like to see it on my door. Let's put some and here. Right, I've got 3 here, so we'll bring there's that white there, so I don't want to place it with the animal. So we'll bring them so they're leaning into the centre. This, I'm going to swap this stem with the yellow and bring up this one. So we've got, I may put some more in, I'm not sure yet. We've got our berries. I'm going to place some around. In fact, you could add blueberries. Let's see, because they will be hidden in all the colour. Where did I go with those blueberries? Oh my gosh, guys, I've got lots of berries. You watch, they'll be right on the bottom. Just bear with me, guys. I'll sort all that out in a minute. Oh, let me use these ones. There doesn't seem many left of these. So we'll add those in. We'll get those used up. They're really pretty. So we're going to add in some blueberries. Now these are on paperback, so keep that one on there. Pull these off. I'm going to use all of these. Instead of the green, because the green you won't really see. So I should have realised that from the beginning. Silly me. So we'll get so how many? I'm just getting the paper off. And then using the wire where it's exposed, or the wire, and wrapping it round the others. So in total I would have used 7. I've cut off 7, including the one already in. You don't have to take the paper off, guys. If you know, you can just glue right from the top of the stem down to where the bottom here, so the paper holds in, or place on foam floral tape as well to hold it in. Bring one in here. Got two left. Let's have a look. I could. I've got one there, got one there. I've got them everywhere. Just incorporate some, maybe on the bottom. I just want to, I'll go straight opposite and place this one over here. So we've added in the blueberries. Now, again, I said with the swordgrass, I'm going to bring in just a few pieces. I'm cutting them in half. Just to fill in on the inside with a bit of foliage. I don't mind, excuse me, seeing some of the grapevine. I know some people like to keep it all covered. I'll just put that up. You know, but that's everybody's choice. Oh, I've done the other one now. Pulled one on, off and put it on and pulled the other one off. For the flower, I'm just looking at another floral if I could just bring in some yellow on the inside. Yeah, we'll try that. Hi, hon. We'll just bring three pieces in on the inside. That's a bit long. I'm going to use these pieces that I've got from the stem that I used. And let's bring a bit of colour just down in here. A bit further in. And then I think that would be that. We don't need anything else. Let me just get the glue off my fingers. Not that I'm aware. Let's get one here. And then one there. I think that's a bit too long, the stem. Right, so now let's just fluff it up. Get the glue off my fingers. I'm just placing those back on. Lost one. Right here. So, see, I've got the two. I'm just wondering whether to place in a little bit of a grass as well. Yeah, I'm going to use this. Just to finish off with a little bit of grass. Got 7 pieces here. Let's use them. And what I'm going to do with these, because we've got mainly the grass on the outer side, bring it in. And I'm just going to place it so it's sticking upright. Like that. Excuse me. I mean, they are push-ups, so if you just want to lift them up a little bit more, it's entirely your decision. I want it down a little. I don't want it sticking up too much. So this is our February, March wreath that the lovely lady requested. Again, we're going to fluff it up. Add that bit of spiky. Texture in with it as well. Let me get it around here. Got one left. going to place it in here with that one. Right, so now, again, I'm not going to place anything else in. Let's just fluff now it up. And again, just move things around. Have fun. If you're happy with how it is at the moment, then that's fine. You can just leave it as it is. Bring some of these picks up with the flowers. Get fluff, because they move really well. Bring some, you know, around the other floral. And that's all you do. Just thread. Got one here, bring that one around there. Got a flower here. Purple one hidden right at the bottom. So let's get that up there. And just do it with this one. Do the same. Again, weave it through others. Oops, I've just pulled that off. Let me just glue it in separate. So that is now our lovely February, March wreath. Where it looks absolutely really pretty, very like fresh and welcoming, of all different flowers, all spring flowers, or if we're going by the month, February and March, there's some flowers in there that start in February, and then there's some that start blooming in March. So you've got the mixture, and there's flowers that would be in the season in that month or those months. So again, I didn't want to do on this occasion an actual excuse me, bow. I wanted it just to be all about the floral. So I'm going to just bring up my camera and just get rid of all the mess. And let's get the camera up. Oh my gosh, that looks really pretty, from especially that on your door, guys. Doesn't that look really pretty? Oh my gosh, I love that. I love that. That's going on my door. The blue one's gone. I was disappointed. Well, not disappointed, but I did like it. But this early spring wreath, welcoming everybody, you know, who comes to the door. They will look at it and think it, you know, very pretty. I'm just checking if there's any No stems through the back at all. Yeah, that's wonderful. So it's lovely and neat. So I've just, again, you don't have to use absolutely everything that I've used in here. If you haven't got any like hellebore, use tulips or use daisies, or you could use maybe cosmos as well. I'm not sure whether cosmos is the right season for cosmos, but you could use those. But preferably I'd go for like daisies, hydrangeas, roses, tulips, daffodils, poppies. You could get some poppies in there, guys. The poppies would look really, really pretty as well. I mean, you can't go wrong with poppies. They're a wonderful, wonderful, pretty, pretty flower. Especially if you know, you get the ones that look really realistic. They can fool anybody. I've been fooled before, thinking there was real. When I went to a wholesaler's, they had them in a vase or a vase, and I thought, oh, that's pretty. It's a shame they're not artificial. They're really pretty. I got to the talking to the lady, and she told me they were that they were artificial. So I quickly asked her if she's got any in stock. Unfortunately, not at the time. But never mind, eh, guys? We have to grab them when we see them. So I'm just going to place all that out of the way. Save those stems. They're all going back. Let me just have a drink, guys, because I've got such a tickly throat. Oh, isn't it wonderful how it can just ease it? So if you enjoyed that, guys, and you wanted to make a spring wreath where it's in the beginning of the month of February to March, and you wasn't sure what to use or what sort of flowers would be in that or blooming or starting to bloom in that month of the year, then here's your, I've got out the flowers that would be there. So, the world's your oyster, guys. If you create, something lovely like this and have it really pretty on your door, you'll get lots of people looking. It's, such a welcoming, and it's, with the colours as well. Like you've got a mixture. I haven't stuck to like two colours like I probably would. Like here, the purples and the whites. Here, I've gone for like a sage, blue, yellow, white, pink, purples, obviously the greens. So I've got a mixture of colours, and that is what makes it really, really quite inviting. And it gives you that happy feel, so to speak, that cheerful feel, where you're excited and looking forward to the springtime. Things like that, and what's to come in your garden or your yard. We call it a garden over here, and I know in the States you call it a yard. So, and you have things like that. Isn't that divine? And again, I didn't want a bow, guys. I thought I did get the ribbon out, but then I put it back and thinking, no, it's going to spoil it. I just want flowers. So there you have it. And just by adding grasses in, if you don't have the sword grasses, just add those plain grasses in that I've added in. Again, grass is an all year round feature anyway, so just add in the grasses. You could add in lavender, you could add in seed heads. I'm trying to look at what I've got. Obviously ferns are big all year round, and you could put in, maybe if you wanted, I'm just having a look, because pine is an all year round, you could add the odd bit of pine needle in as well, or willow. Add in willow for your foliage, maybe some blossom as well. I know sometimes there's different blossoms that come out at different times, but also, believe it or not, I mean, I don't know without looking at my book, but I was told that sunflowers can start blooming around March. I'm going to have to look that one up. So, but anyway, enjoy it, guys. Away we go. Enjoy it, guys. Have fun. And again, make it bright and cheerful to match all your mood, where you're a happy and jolly person and you want to bring that joy to everybody who walks by and sees it. So have a wonderful day, guys. I've got to go in 45 minutes to the doctor's, to take my son. He wants to look at his head. So fingers crossed they'll take the stitches out. And I'll see you back here tomorrow. I'm trying to think of what to do tomorrow. So if you've got any suggestions, let me know. Either private message me on the flowerpatch2401@gmail.com or send me a message on the YouTube page when I download the video. Just comment on there, and please subscribe, share and like as well. Press that notification button, send it to your friends, let them come along and have a look what wonderful wreaths we make, and give yourselves and them an idea, or where they could make one for themselves to give to a loved one or friend or family. And again, if you've got any suggestions or any requests, I'll try to fulfill your request to the best of my ability. I love you all, guys. Keep all your comments coming. Without your support towards my channel, I wouldn't be doing this. So it's down to you guys that's got me this far, and I'm more than grateful. And I'm very touched from the bottom of my heart. So have a wonderful day wherever you are. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Let's just take it off the stand, guys. Oh, have I pressed that button again? We'll soon find out when we get closer. No, I don't think so. Right, there's the little daffodils, the pansies in different colours. We've got our hellebore. We've got our little baby alliums, our lovely blueberries, our hydrangeas that I've kept. As you can see, they're like a lilac with sage green, or a sage green with lilac undertone. Our scabiosa, again, that's what they look like when all the petals have dropped off the flower. Our lovely anemone, look at the eyelashes, I call them. Our pink daffodils as well. Let's have a look. And our, let's see if I can get you one with a better shot. Our viburnum, where you can see it's starting to grow there with the petals, and here as well. And then the other bits are where they're starting to grow. Let's get that off. And then our snowdrops here as well. And this is part of the pick with some little wispy bits and things like that on. And our swordgrass. In fact, I got that swordgrass, guys. Oh, the fern there as well. The swordgrass out of my stock for my new business. I had to put the cost of them. I transferred it into the bank so I could buy it. So they're all over there, all full, all waiting to be. I've still got more pictures to do. The prices are on the front. The size of them and what they are. I've just got to pop them on. I'm going to be posting them on, guys, if you're wondering. I will post them on because the program that I wanted to use just sent me coded messages, and that's beyond me. So have a wonderful day, guys. Take care. Have a go and enjoy. You'll get lots and lots of people and loving it. and they'll probably want you to make one for them as well. So I'll see you all tomorrow, guys. Love you lots. Bye for now. Bye-bye.